You are watching a master at work.
What's happening, people? It's Steve Merkel here, or Merk for short. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day so far. Today's video is going to be the weekly update notes from Destiny, which can be found at Bungie.net. I'll leave the link in the description to the actual update, but I just wanted to share some of this with you guys today because it's actually pretty interesting. The first thing we have to talk about is the updates to the Crota's End raid. So as it says on the website, it says the existing pit treasure chest reward moved to killing area at the Deathsinger. So that means that whatever the rewards for the first chest are now transferred to the Deathsinger part of the raid, which I thought was pretty odd. You know, you didn't get anything from probably one of the hardest parts in the raid. So now the Deathsinger can drop exotics, you know, class materials, stuff like that. And the first chest can now only drop radiant materials. So I think that's pretty worth it. A lot of people can't skip through that now. So altogether, I think that's a good move. It says the pit encounter. Remove the physics impulse caused by exploding lantern. So, you know, there's this thing where you go to the second lantern, you hop on the rock, it explodes, and then you get blown up to the end, and you can choose it that way. That is no longer a thing. The bridge encounter, it says players will now be required to cross the bridge in order to complete the bridge encounter. So used to, you didn't have to get everybody across the bridge, you know, to complete it. Now you do. It says players will now be required to wait for the bridge to be completed prior to crossing with the sword. I guess that's pretty cool. Apparently people were crossing it without it being completely built. So yeah, sure. It says the Deathsinger encounter fixed a rare case where the Shriekers would not spawn, preventing players from reaching the Deathsinger. Yeah, so that never happened to me, but I've heard a couple people dealing with that. That's a great fix. So the Crota encounter, it says 2 sword bearers will no longer spawn at the same time at the outset of the encounter. That's good. Never experienced that, but I think that's a good fix. Crota will now recover from his kneeling state after a player quits. Great, so no messing with the network and cheesing Crota like that. Fixed a bug that allowed players to remove the presence of Crota using a Radiance Warlock's Fireborn ability. Yeah, I've gotten a couple lobbies where people were doing that. That's pretty popular. I actually made a video on that, so I'm glad they fixed it. Fixed a bug that made the Oversoul appear destroyed to some players in a fire team when it was actually still active. I think pretty much everybody has dealt with that, and I'm also glad they fixed that. This next part is for the Vault of Glass. Exotic weapon drops in the Vault of Glass are now level 32. That is awesome. I hope the next thing they do is get legendary weapons that drop in the Vault of Glass are now, you know, can be leveled up to 331, like Fatebringer and Vexsmith the class and all that other stuff. I hope that's coming soon as well, which it might be because of, you know, now, you know, first the exotics and then the legendary weapons. Okay, so next we have Crucible. Okay, Asylum, the Anomaly, and the Burning Shrine maps will be added to existing Clash and Control playlist rotations. Okay, sweet. Iron Banner will return with updated rewards running from January 13th through the 19th. Okay, so Iron Banner is coming back between 13th and the 19th of January, which is, I believe, this week coming up. Cool, hopefully they have some worthwhile rewards, so, you know, we have some motivation to play it. That about does it. It also has a list of the most used primary, secondary, and heavy weapons. Number 1 for primary is Vision of Confluence. Number 1 for special weapons is Murmur, and number 1 for heavy weapons is Despot SA/5. Now, this list is all, you know, it's the most used guns from Guardians level 20 and up, but by no means is this the most popular. I mean, we know that Galahorn is the number 1 overall heavy, and we know Murmur is definitely not the number 1 special, you know, but I'm not sure where they pulled this information from, but I don't see it to be, you know, concrete, or, you know, everybody that I play with does not have Murmur on, you know, all the time in the special, nor Despo SA/5 on in their heavy weapon slots. So I'm not sure how I feel about this list. I wouldn't take it as anything concrete. That wraps up today's video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Also, feel free to ask me any questions or let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Later, daters.